with you right there. Enemy has been able to pop off on Atlanta Premier, been cleaning up most of the KP, but I gotta say, with the way that TSM has been trying to prioritize their positioning, I am gonna expect them to take at least one more game before we close out the day here in NA. Keep your eyes out for TSM because they're looking to claim another one aside from those other two that we saw them claim on Storm Point.
All right, you've heard it from our commentators. It's now time for them to do their thing. Game 5, day 1 of year 3, North America getting close as we head into our penultimate game of the day. Vicky, Kitty, Fallout, take it away.
Teed up perfectly from Rain Day. Game number 5. The stakes are certainly high as we have Tripods in 5th with 25. All the way to a team, I can't remember who it was, in 11th or 12th or 13th with like 21. That's how distributed these points are. So again, that would be a really solid day for the Tripods. Coming through, top 5 finish, they get some great Pro League placement standing points. But if they don't perform in game 5 and 6, alongside every other team really in that top front page threshold, they're going to end up with a 13th, 14th, or 15th place spot. That's the game you love to see in the standings you love to see going into a game number 5, Vicky.
Yeah, to follow up on that too, Fallout, I mean, aside from TSM and Atlanta Premier being on the top end of those overall leaderboards, those top 10 squads are so close together with overall points. This 5th game, I said it before and I'll say it again, is going to be able to determine so much of the pacing of how these squads want to play, because just in this last game that we just saw, we saw 20 squads with all full members still alive until that Circle 3. I'm expecting things to kind of get much more faster for these teams.
Looks like we will have another central zone here. So last one was very far north. This one's going to be central. And maybe the third game will be south. We'll get a little bit of diversity across the board here. NRG dropping over towards staging where they normally drop. We'll find themselves some loot early on. Your champions from last game looking to go back to back here, much like TSM did in games 2 and 3. We'll see if NRG can do the same here in World's Edge. Meanwhile, a couple important stories here. We mentioned Tripods in 5th. Taking a look at the standings overall, NRG's right above them in 4th. And the same thing kind of stands. They had one pop-off game, but one pop-off game is not enough. You got to be consistent here going into games 5 and 6 if you want to secure yourself a top 5 finish in the Pro League standings, Vicky.
Yeah, absolutely good point there too. With Energy rotating away from staging, they have a good amount of loot to work with, as well as different POIs that they want to rotate to, depending on where the circle is going to be pulling. I mean, they're right next door to that circle too, so with them having the advantage rotating through Harvester, wondering if there is a beacon in that direction that they can utilize, so that way they can make their next move. But you know how quick the Sweet especially is with it when it comes to these rotations, so you can see them already getting ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Central zone we mentioned. Will the zone pull north or south is the question. We'll see if someone can get some beacon info for us, and we'll get that intel here in a moment. But for now, all we know is this will be a 50-50, basically draw a map split down the middle of the zone draw a line, split down the middle of the map type of zone and type of finish here, as NRG are ready looting over to Landslide. Love to take a look at some other teams, see where they're faring, where they're landing. Just a quick heads up for y'all in terms of drop spots. We know last game Tripods did drop over in Skyhook, but we do know we have a couple of central zone drops here in this as well. We have three teams that are dropping in Fragment. Expect them to maybe fight early.
Yeah, with Landslide being already contested off the rip, we saw currently Atlanta Premier rotating out of this position into the tunnel that leads into Fragment, so they're already on the quickness with the rotation if they can get on the high ground south of Fragment, which would deny a lot of opportunities for teams landing south of Lava Siphon to try to rotate through those choke points. I'm looking at complexity, even TSM that land Lava Siphon who have a beacon, so they have control over where that circle is going to be pulling, as well as G2 rotating all the way from Thermal Station. So Atlanta Premier taking the time real quick. We got to say hi to Rain Day sometimes here too, so that way you get excited about these games. As Atlanta Premier are looking to move into this next circle, they are holding on to that southern side of Fragment East. This is again a squad that we definitely need to keep our eyes on because they've had one kick of a day.
Yeah, Atlanta Premier drop Landslide, so it's going to be an early and fast rotation from them. 52 points to their name. They're going to do a good job just kind of clearing this building. No seer, so they can't get that intel as to whether or not a team is here. And it looks like they're just going to do it the old-fashioned way, walking their way right through. And if this is indeed a Fragment finish, which these teams are predicting, oh wow, does this mean a great opportunity here for Atlanta Premier to have another big game? Watson in this building, one of the best buildings to take because all of the windows are going to be concealed or closed. You're not going to get damaged from afar if you're on high ground. Meanwhile, Cloud9 needs a really, really big game. We'll see if they can get it.
You can see them taking some shots already from a distance by No Name. They also have the information of the beacon at Overlook, so that's great news for them because that is their POI before deciding to get aggressive at some of these squads that are rotating in a direction. Looks like Zach is being wary to their 6 for any of the squads that are rotating behind them. Don't think there's any squads directly behind them, but the likes of Tripods could easily swap up their rotation from Server Camp into Epicenter, so that's something to note for C9 if they do decide to still hold this side of the circle.
Yeah, C9 drops in Climatizer. I don't believe they had a replicator in Climatizer, so they actually made use of the Overlook replicator instead. We'll craft up. Another quick look at Rain Day. We just love him so much. We gotta keep showing that beautiful, beautiful smiling face of his as we'll take a look at Cloud9. Looting up, getting themselves some shield bats, and getting themselves ready for late game.
You can't ever have enough bats, as I always say. Give me all the bats here for C9. Or exactly, or enough Rain Day, of course. Always got to show them a little sneak peek of what's to come after the games here. But first, we got to see what's going on with teams like C9, who are going to be taking their time over by this replicator. There are some squads that are contesting Epicenter, which is nice to note, with a choke point already going in favor for TSM. I believe Dark Zero is off to their left in the other choke point, and this is what I was mentioning before. When it comes to some early rotates, it can be detrimental, because then the likes of Atlanta Premier, who've already taken up the real estate, don't get caught in the middle of these rotations where TSM and Dark Zero are going to be.
The game breathe a little bit. It's fun seeing TSM in the new drop spot. It was pretty much a month or two after LGS champs when they signed Raven that TSM said it's time to leave Fragment East. The Ninja nerfs that came through, Fragment East got nerfed, no patch notes, nothing kind of followed that really nerfed them overall. And that hurt them. And Sweden split 2 playoffs in the LGS champs, so they leave Fragment East and instead they drop over in Lava Siphon and tweeted out a giant circle as C9 gets a kill. It gets a squad wipe, big squad wipe over Rack Attack. But they basically tweeted out a giant circle of Lava Siphon and said, "This is where we're dropping. I dare you to contest us." And since then, not many have.
Hey, it's a statement that needs to be made here too, because not only do they get great loot at Lava Siphon, they also get the ability to get where that next circle is going to be with the information that they can work off of that beacon. So Esports Arena also making an appearance already over by Overlook. I don't believe this is where the circle is going to be pulling. I do think this is going to start pulling more so to the north side of Fragment, but it's always nice to hug the circle of the of this next circle, as you can see what C9's doing. But watch out, Rocker, you are in the clear line of sight of ESA. You don't want to get caught off guard when you don't have your gravity lift.
Yeah, that's right. It's ESA going to be encroaching on this fight. Here comes the push. They're actually borderline aping. They take high ground on these cylinders. C9 right below them. And this is a fairly clean 3v3. Not a whole lot of teams nearby. TSM actually hears the fight and might enter as well. But stuck in zone right now is C9. They're going to have to work their way around and try and survive. But good job by C9 to at least extend their life for now. But an even better job by ESA basically taking map control here.
Yeah, that slight mispositioning from Rocker allowed ESA to feel very confident. And like you mentioned, TSM was already in the area, so they might actually get put into a position where they could sandwich C9 and then ESA could finish things off. We're going to have to wonder, because you could expect ESA to definitely get involved in this fight no matter what. Zach Major actually gets taken out already, and this is what we're mentioning. How getting the better end of the deal right now is 2 members of C9 to get taken out.
Oh no, we mentioned TSM might be looking a third party nearby, and that's exactly what happened. TSM immediately turns back and makes sure that they're not getting third party as well. Good job by TSM. Textbook clearing the way and making sure that they can reset back to full, which is exactly what they'll do. Imperial Hal with purple shields, and they're going to look to level up those evil shields. 79 more damage for reps, I believe it was, and he'll be at purple as well. Will they take that last member of C9 and maybe decide to take the fight against ESA is the question. Something tells me they'll play a little more passive as we take a look at Furia.
It all really depends on how Stay Naughty also stays alive too, because with so many of these other teams just playing Seer, they're gonna know that Stay Naughty is still there. But if ESA stay in this area, you can expect TSM to stay in. C9 does finally get eliminated, so I believe that is ESA that continuously pressures them out. Maybe TSM cleaning them up, as Furia are gonna take to the skies with the Skyward Dive. They're gonna be seeing a lot of the heads that are underneath them that have already made their way over through Epi. I believe that is going to be Vayne and Reeds and Aiden, so they are on the outskirts of Epicenter, while Furia just want to get that information so that way they can determine if the north side of this rotation is clear for them.
Yeah, Furia rotating through. There were all types of rumors flying around Twitter last night. I even got baited that Panders was getting dropped and replaced.
I saw that.
Not true. Yep, I got baited, as confirmed. But I will spread absolute blasphemy and rumors, everyone tweeted out his Watson got dropped, picked up by Prodigy Aces. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trolling.
Oh,
They're
no.
tuning in and wondering why is his Watson not playing in this lobby. He's being played instead by a substitute in Prodigy. I know he recently moved. Congratulations to Watson, by the way. What a remarkable story.
Yeah.
He lived in a trailer park in Arkansas and is now overnight become one of the biggest streamers in Apex Legends and top pro players. And I think just moved out of that trailer park. So congratulations on being a homeowner now to his Watson. And I believe that might be why he's not playing. I don't know if that's the official word, but Prodigy Aces is just a substitute. Don't worry. Watson isn't going anywhere as the mainstay of this Furia roster. But hey, let's take a look and listen in with Furia, see how they decide to play this, and see how they're faring with Prodigy.
Get on this heady over here. We gotta be careful that Tino is in gas though behind us.
Yeah.
It's a good spot on me if we need to just chill.
They know I'm stuck down here. You need to try to like shoot them off if you can.
60 on one.
He's still up
60
there.
Right. Alright, the bat.
There, come on. Go ahead and go up. I'm up.
Watch this rock, okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. 45 them. All right. No, we're vibing. They literally can't do shit, and they're gonna get walked up on eventually. So
We need to be careful about our backside.
we have a health pad or no?
I have a mech and juice ranges.
All right, taking a just quick listen to Furia on how they decide to play this. They have to watch their back. A couple teams nearby. Meanwhile, G2, are they still running Bloodhound? Is my question I wanted to see. I see Seer on their team. Here comes the fight. G2 versus the BR Demons. It continues the battle of these two rivals.
Oh my goodness, Reed's got deleted after that gravity lift right now. The trade for trade though, as Chaotic also gets taken down, as Designful is looking to continue his domination. Aiden also managed to get results, so that just leaves Designful up and alive. Now with the reset coming in from BR Demons, he needs to try to capitalize. Vayne also getting pinged from behind. He does manage to pop the shield battery, but is it enough as if Designful is now moving in with a Bloodhound? Great grenade, but it isn't gonna be enough. That grenade coming in from Jet, by the way, that's Tripods about to make an appearance right now on BR Demons.
Are they flying at this? A great nade from Gent. Do they have the intel of the damage that was done? They have a Seer, so they'll get it soon. Looks like the Tripods want to enter this fight, and they're going to do so through Storm. Good damage being done. The Storm's not taking them for that much. All three members of the BR Demons are up, but they're down to 2 HP, literally.
Oh.
But the Tripods decide not to take the fight. They didn't know what we knew, obviously. And instead of aping, which could have gotten them 3 kills, they slow play this. They get another knock on Aiden.
I like this call though from them because they saw that there was another squad making an appearance for this fight, another squad that got whiff of the fight, and guess who it is? It was Energy originally, who have now backed up. All the squads that wanted to engage on this third party just respected BR Demons and have backed up, and Tripods are now getting pinged while they're playing off the disadvantaged position of the low ground of Epicenter. So Nick has to reset with the shield battery, and they have to just run it again. Understand that there's going to be another opportunity for them to potentially gatekeep BR Demons if they get to that circle first.
Yeah, you know, obviously they don't know what we know. In retrospect, what was the best play? I think aping and getting those kills. You get the immediate reset, you get the shield swaps, the G2 loot boxes are there. Would have been a better scenario for the Tripods. They could have gotten themselves 3 KP and then potentially won the fight against NRG right after. But again, hindsight is 2020, and they didn't have the intel of how damaged that the BR Demons were, and that the fact that there were G2 loot boxes like we did. So in the end, they decide not to push. We'll see how that ends up working out for them, as they're gonna have to make a rotation with Furia nearby, NRG nearby, and the BR Demons still alive.
Very scary here for the Tripods to work around, because who's meeting them on the other side of the circle is going to be Furia. Meanwhile, you have the likes of ESA, TSM playing this incredibly slow on the outskirts of this ring, or taking some real estate in no man's land. So a lot of these teams already getting the good prediction on where the circle is going to be pulling, which is slightly to the east of Fragment East, which is that open area that will allow the squads that have the overhead on top of that hill close to the respawn beacon to have a nice advantage. But look at the Tripods, they are creeping forward. They're hoping that Furia won't be able to find them if they have the Seer on the other side. They're taking this gamble, Fallout.
I spy a wee little rabbit. Nick Merckx and the boys finding a quick and silent rotation, dropping a Valcult. Let's jump into it. Oh my gosh, no, they just missed their Valcult opportunity. Let's jump into a listen in with the Tripod, see how they play this.
It's on me. They saw me.
Alright,
We can slide down, maybe jump through this.
Demon team on the left. Alright, chill out here. Move right. Swing around. Nothing on our right. Keep moving right.
I'm watching your head. I'm
Watch for
watching
this
your
one.
head.
Stay here too for a second. I have balcony on 13%, Jake.
Heavy blues.
Alright,
Heavy
yeah,
blue on one.
we'll save the Buffalo. Wait for Buffalo. That's my
Yeah,
last
I
bet.
know it.
No, that's my bad comments. My fault.
Crack valve, blue.
Nice.
We're okay. We're okay. They're fighting on our right as well.
Right.
I have 4 cells of here. Take my Phoenix kit.
Alright.
I have Altic cells.
No, he has
I
his ult
feel-
back. He has his ult back.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
What's
it.
this team in front doing? Are they still peeking?
They were right on this
Move up,
iceberg
move
right
up.
here.
They're not there. They're not there. Move up. I think they backed off. Standing
your
on
right.
right. Someone,
Yeah, there's a guy
on
there.
right. Move up. Move up. Move to me. Move up to me. There's no one in front. People on the bridge. Up. People on the bridge.
Okay.
Look left of the bridge. One's on the roof.
Anybody on the setting? I guess.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
headshot.
they're on that
Bridge.
roof. Moving right. I'm gonna look to our right now. See if we can rotate.
Okay. We have to Falco out this maybe.
Mate, keep walking up. Keep walking up. Come with me. Come around this way.
I'm coming with you. Come on, Deeds.
Yeah, come this way.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. Right behind you guys.
Team in front of us. Team in front of us. We might have shots here.
They're gonna peek. They're gonna peek.
Heavy on horizon, blue.
Nice.
No angles, no angles.
Careful,
Get
careful,
shot in my
careful.
ass or something.
30.
No, that's in front. That's in front. Don't zero.
87, crack.
Drop that right. Drop that right. Drop that right.
No, I can't. That side. Side. They're dropping.
They're dropping.
Nick, you have.
I just gotta run.
They're chasing me. They're chasing me.
And the tripods go down in 15th place. That's only gonna be 1 placement point. Again, you needed a consistent game 5 and 6 from them to stay in the top 5. Been a really good showing for them so far. It'll come down to their game 6 for them as they get taken out to the hands, I believe, of Furia. Furia nearby, making their rotation. 10 seconds left. 14 squads remain. And guess what? Enemy from Atlanta Premier is still popping off.
And look at this, TSM as well in a fight, playing around the other end of the rock currently, wondering who's on the other side. As TSM gets beamed, it's only up to How to come in clutch with this, and he comes out on top, but it's another squad in his line of sight. Complexity moving outside of the truck that they built the real estate in. Look at this perimeter. He literally painted this entire truck like he is Picasso out of a book right now, because he is making sure everybody knows that he is here. Complexity have taken up this building, or rather this truck, since the very beginning on the outskirts of where TSM was fighting. And TSM were taking their time. So with TSM now going down, Complexity have nothing to worry about to their left, minus, I believe, Crook and Enemy actually that are trying to rotate their way in that other side, as well as ESA on the other end of where their truck is.
Could this be the pop-off game from Complexity that they need to catapult into the top 3? So far, off to a solid start. 2 kills to their names, 8 squads remain, and they can need to secure a top 2 finish here if they want to break into the top 3. Meanwhile, we know TSM out. NRG, Furia, Team Liquid, I believe, all still alive. Look at the Watson fences and the Newcastle ultimate. TL has themselves ultimate defense here for now.
With Team Liquid, though, having this high ground, this is the high ground that I really wanted to see teams take advantage of. But right above them is also Furia and ESA. Look at the beamage with the G7, and you got the gold light mag. I mean, that is beautiful. Furia, though, they're looking to creep up. They're looking to have an opportunity right now, while Team Liquid is so fixated on what's happening in front of them.
And the Searless comp from Team Liquid means they have no idea that Furia is there. It's going to be the most free flank for Furia, I believe, unless TL knows something that we don't. The scan comes through. Do they actually have a Seer in their team alongside Newcastle and Watson? I didn't know that was a comp, but it might indeed be.
ESA revealed their location. Oh, they griefed Furia's plan and going right behind Team Liquid, and now they're gonna get stuck in the middle. Furia are gonna be in a lot of trouble. It's just free real estate for Team Liquid to just beam them from behind. Furia give up on the high ground. They try to dive it onto ESA. ESA have soiled the plans. Was it worth it for Furia? I think not. Now Team Liquid have all the free KP while they remain on the high ground on top of them.
Plus the refresh and loot. Team Liquid on high ground right now with a Newcastle ultimate, and the ability to head glitch for free gives them the advantage in this. Let's see where the zone's going to pull here, but Monsoon going to get a knock on Sweet right after, though. It's going to be NRG getting a knock as well, so it looks like Complexity, Team Liquid, and the push comes through. It's one last member alive. The BR Demons and Atlanta Premier are out.
Huge here with Atlanta Premier finally
Wow.
getting taken out while Team Liquid still goes uncontested. That's Energy also getting taken out. Team Liquid's composition coming true, coming to fruition as they look to continuously add in the beamage with this G7 Scout.
And who is it? Atlanta Premier are going to take out NRG, cementing their first place spot and increasing their lead. AP is playing so well right now, but TL trying to find a way to shut them down. We got Fun on high ground with his teammates right below him. He's just watching from afar. This is like a scene from a war movie right now, as Fun is just putting damage in while his teammates are trying to do the rest.
Look at this Team Liquid still going to be able to just wait above on the high ground. With Fun with this G7 at creating some chaos. I mean, he doesn't need another gun follow. It doesn't matter if he's got the Mozambique. It may as well be April Fool's out here because he's going to be able to rock it no matter what. He's got the G7. He's finally giving up the high ground. They got the extra coverage from the crates. Wondering who's on the other side right here. Remember, Complexity took up the real estate inside that cart. I believe Stomps is still alive somewhere, so Bots in this top 3 for game number 5.
And there's 3 teams left. Complexity's 1. AP has to be the other. I'm trying to see if we can get that intel ASAP. But look at this. Newcastle versus
gotta be
Newcastle.
Stomps.
Watson versus Watson. You think it stops in the bots?
Yes, I
We'll try to
believe
get that info.
Stomps off to the side. He's by himself, though, is the problem. So no team wants to overextend just to take care of Stomps because then they'll be out in the open field between Complexity and Team Liquid.
Wow. 3-way finish, 3-game finish, and Watson fences galore, the taser comps for both teams. And it is Stops, you're right, as the solo. So Atlanta Premier did get eliminated. Stops gonna pop a medkit, and he's gonna get tagged up, and it's gonna get the Rat's dead. All up to these last 3. It's gonna be Nocturnal pushing wide right, trying to instigate this fight. Here comes the ultimate. Fun with the flank. What an ult from Newcastle, and Fun with the Mozambique on the flank is Fun, but Sykes needs to go big. Team Liquid and Fun, a 1v1 for the bread here. Lux is gonna come through, making a 2v1, and Complexity is gonna do it. They are your champions of game number 5.
Oh, what a way for Complexity to remain composed and to hold on to that truck until the very end with Team Liquid with the game that they